Welcome to ArtCo Drone Solutions. Spooky autumn drones. Enjoy the show while this head floats around while we talk about drones. Yes, welcome, my little pretties, to the show. We shall welcome you, Tomas. Welcome to ArtCo Drone Solutions. Rick Halber, welcome. Welcome to Spooky Drone Show.
Well, welcome everybody. Let's just a little bit of green screen magic. There we go. Hey, Mike, GFO drone and tech guy. Welcome to the show. So today we're going to talk about autumn drone flying. So with the change of seasons, we got a lot of opportunity to really get some interesting photos and videos of the autumn colors. And so, like a couple weeks ago, I was up in Dillon, Colorado, got a few really great videos up there. You can see a little bit of the yellow. James from My PI Dream, welcome. Magadan Umaga. And Steve Mack listening from Ontario, Canada. And by the way, happy Thanksgiving, my friends. It's Thanksgiving in Canada. So welcome, everybody. Hopefully soon we'll have a few people joining the panel and we'll have a great show. Ray Kelly, welcome. Well, that's true. Well, you get photos of the brown leaves. Of the brown leaves of the palm trees down there. Well, thank you, James. Happy Waffle Sunday. So, and those of you that live in the upper Midwest and the Northeast, you got some beautiful colors up there. You got your reds, your orange, your yellows. You got all kinds of colors. Where here in Colorado, you go up in the mountains, all you get is gold from all the aspen trees changing colors. And then in the spring, you get the new green colors coming up and the buds coming out on the trees. So, I got my GoPro Hero 5 yesterday. So I've got that charging up. And that'll be my new main camera when I do the intros and footage, my drone footage. And when I go fishing, I'll use that for my chest camera. So Haven't had a chance to really try it out yet. Still learning how to turn it on. The only thing is, I can't figure out how to turn it off. It just comes on and stays on until the battery runs down or decides to shut off. So maybe I have to go in the settings to set that up. Not much flying for me today. Allergies kicking my butt today. So got a little bit of the sniffles. So let's welcome our first guest, Mitch, old guy drone.
Hi, Art.
Hello, Mitch. Welcome to the show.
I wish I could do that floating head thing that, to kind of keep with the program here tonight. That was funny.
Yeah, I just turned up the chroma key and I noticed, oh, my head is just floating there.
I saw that. I was over on Ed Love My Drones doing a little live fly.
I see. Yeah.
So I'm sitting out on my patio and I'm on his live stream on my cell phone on a tripod sitting on the armrest of the couch, and on my TV over there, I've got his live stream going on, and your notification came up. So that was on my cell phone casting. So I'm listening to Ed's sound, but meanwhile I switched over to your cast just in time to see the floating head thing, but I didn't hear any audio.
Oh yeah, I did
this.
Yeah,
Welcome
first thought
to
was
ArtCo Drone Solutions.
my first thought was that Art's got his chroma key all screwed up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was playing around with it before the show, and I thought, oh, that looks kind of cool. I'll use that for Halloween in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a little early for Halloween, but that was cool. I thought maybe you had done that on purpose, then put on a green shirt, so that the only thing that shows is your head floating around.
So hello, Agent K. Welcome, and Ray Kelly. All right. Cool.
Ray Kelly,
so how's the weather down there in sunny Florida?
Wow, it's been strange that we've had bands of rain coming and going all day. It'll get nice and sunny, and then a big band of rain and thunder will come through, and then it'll get nice and sunny again. The wind will kick up, and I think it's all part of the circulation around that storm that's gone up through through the south there. Let me say hi to everybody that's saying hi to me in the chat, because I swear I am not typing on the stupid cell phone. So hi, Agent K, Ray Kelly, how you doing? Tomas, how are you? Rick Halber, how you doing? Steve Mack, and anybody else say hi to me? I don't think so, but hi to you anyway. So there you go.
Oh, and James from My PI Dream is already in the chat.
How you doing? Yeah, we can't talk to James until tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's way ahead. He's way ahead of us in the future. So.
Yep. His pool is really coming along, though.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yep.
Well,
and
it's like they've
been having a lot of. Pardon?
Having a swimming pool is like having another child. Yeah. Requires constant attention and costs you a fortune.
Yep. I bet. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Especially down there in Florida, you got all kinds of stuff that'll fall into it. Like you got your lizards and your snakes and and a lot of leaves getting in there.
Yeah, a lot of people have screened-in pools down here. That keeps most of that stuff out, but they still do get very dirty. And of course, you need chemicals, and then they have all kinds of laws now about keeping children away from your pool. So you're
Right.
required to have certain fences and there's all kinds of stupid regulations now. You want to just be able to have a nice pool sitting out there where you can look at it, it looks pretty, and by the time you get done with all the regulations, it looks like a pool inside a fortress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little different story in the Philippines. They don't quite have all the regulations that we have.
No, they will.
Yeah,
Sooner or
that's
later.
true.
Yeah. So what have you been up to? I hear you got a GoPro Hero 5 and you can't figure out how to turn it off.
Yeah, I turned it on and it just
pushed-
stayed on. I pushed the
pushed
button
You push
and
if it's anything like a Hero 7, you push the power button in and hold it for 3 or 4 seconds.
oh,
And then it'll beep 7 times. It beeps 3 times when it turns on,
oh, okay.
and it'll
Yeah,
beeps like 7 times when it turns off. And sometimes even after it beeps the 7 times, if it's doing some housekeeping on the SD card, it'll seem like it's staying on for a while, but eventually it shuts itself off.
right, right,
Now, I never had a Hero 5, so I can't tell you for sure if that's this, but I would
right.
imagine it works the same way. Did you try that? Did you try pressing and holding the power button?
No, it's charging right now.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, give that a try. That'll shut it off.
all right. Yeah, I forgot all about that. That you gotta go hold it down. It's just like the Hero 3. You gotta hold it down to turn it off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No,
So I thought did you break your Hero 3 or something, or
no, I
did you
didn't. I just wanted to get an upgrade and get one that has image stabilization in it.
does it? I guess do they still sell the 5s new, or are they refurbished ones?
This one I got used on eBay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just got the camera and the waterproof case and
Works
a
good.
couple mounts. That's it.
Does it work good?
Yeah.
Good.
All right. James says had lots of problems with almost all my GoPros 5 through 7. If you can't get it, yeah, and that's eventually what I did was I took the battery out, and even that's kind of a pain in the butt because you got to push the button down and then slide it to lift the door up. And yeah, so
I've been lucky. I've been lucky. I've had the 7 for since they first came out, and
right,
it works great. And I see no reason to get an 8 or a 9. I shoot. I haven't done it in a while. Remember, I used to shoot myself walking around in the morning with
right,
the GoPro on a stick. Well, I found that if and I don't know if the 5 has it. It might. I shoot in 2.7K
right.
in linear mode,
Oh, okay,
which is not a wide angle, and the
right.
linear mode on the 7 also has a zoom feature.
Oh,
So it's really nice for vlogging where you're shooting yourself because you don't get all the curvature of
right.
any distortion in linear mode. And
Yeah.
I don't think you can shoot on the 7. I don't think you can shoot 4K in the linear
Right.
mode. I think you got to go back. But for YouTube videos, 2.7K is great because you still have plenty of cropping room if you want to crop.
Right.
And that's all I ever shoot in with the thing is that 2.7K.
Yep. The 5 has 4K, 2.7, 1080p. I mean, it goes all the way down to like 470, and you could adjust the frames per second. You'd go all the way to 120.
Yeah, slow motion.
And up to I think 24. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's much nicer
So
sitting out here it's much nicer sitting out here smoking a cigar than sitting in that studio under all those lights and everything.
Yeah. Yep.
I like this. Pretty night out here. Yeah, the rain cooled it off a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good.
So what are we talking about tonight, Art?
Autumn flying. What's good places to fly, and uh, any adjustments you have to do since the weather is changing. You're going from hot weather to cool and colder weather. Yeah. We already had our first snow, and that was about a month ago.
Yeah, our first snow isn't going to come for a couple of weeks yet.
Yeah.
Snow. I remember snow. Long time
Yep.
ago, I remember snow. Yeah, I grew up in Philadelphia. We had our share of
Yep.
snow.
That's right.
Yeah, we used to pray for snow so they closed the schools.
Yeah.
And all the kids went out and earned money shoveling snow, shoveling
There
little
you go.
snowballs. Oh yeah,
There you go.
it's terrific.
Yeah, and up there when it snows, the snow will stay on the ground till spring.
Well, Philadelphia is not Arctic by any
Right.
stretch, so the snow usually cleared away before too long. But you get in a place like upstate New York, I imagine they get permafrost up there.
Well, I used to live in the Detroit area, and yeah, it would snow and it would stay on the ground. We'd get some warm days, it would melt it off, but not all of it. You still got these big piles of snow where the snowplow plowed the snow, like at the well, back then we had these things called malls, and we'd have these huge piles of snow.
We still have malls,
Yeah.
mostly deserted places. I
Yep.
wish that they would just. Wouldn't that be great to just take your little tiny hawk and go inside of a mall?
Yep.
What a fun place that would be to fly. There's no
Yeah.
people in them. There's no people in them anymore when they should let us in.
Yep.
Maybe if we promised to buy something,
Yeah. There we go.
they'd let us in. Yeah.
Go over to the food court and get a taco or some Chinese food.
Uh yeah, they're mostly in trouble. Most of these
Yeah.
places right now are in trouble. And
Yep.
if things weren't bad enough, this disease has made
Oh
it even
yeah.
worse. Yeah.
Right. Mhm. Now over in the Philippines, malls are the thing. Everybody goes to the mall. Well, mostly to cool off because that's air conditioned.
I imagine. Yeah, I imagine. Or they can build swimming pools in their backyards.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah.
Let's see. We got Michael Blade. Tom Tentos is here. Alrighty, we got a good group building up.
Rick Halbert says,
Yeah, malls would be. I've seen some FPV guys going to these abandoned malls and flying their drones around them.
I've seen some guys actually go in. Evidently, they got permission to fly around in a mall that was open with very few people in it.
Right?
And especially the 2-story or the 3-story malls where you can
Yeah.
just keep power looping from one
Yep.
floor to the
The
next.
big
and down the
promenades.
stairs.
Yep.
Oh God, that would be so much fun. They'd never get me to leave. That'd be a blast.
Yep. That would be a blast.
To do that. I just got a new quad today.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mentioned,
like you don't need it. You don't have enough, do you, Mitch?
no. Well, it's something. This is something different. This is one of those little 2.5-inch Cinewhoops but it's got the DJI digital air unit in it.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to be.
Ken Heron got one of those.
He got it. Yeah, his was.
And he already busted his.
And I saw that video. Yeah. No, this is a little bigger than the beta FPV one. It's HGLRC, and I told you that Race Day Quads had this. They sent out this email saying they were having a clearance sale.
Oh,
Okay. So normally I ignore that stuff. I usually ignore it, but I went and I looked at it. I see this HGLRC. It's either a 2.5 inch or 3 inch props, depending on whether you have the guards. If you have 3 inch props, you got to take the guards off. But 2.5 inch props got the guards. About the size of the one that Kelly Shores has that he flies
oh,
around.
okay.
And they had it with the Cadex Vista, which is the smaller of the DJI air units that does not have the SD card in it. And then
Oh,
they had one with the air unit, which is the little bigger of the
right.
air units that has the SD card. And the DJI air unit costs $179.
Wow.
Just that unit, just the air unit. No,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about a quad. I'm talking about you want to buy one of those air units, comes with the camera and the air unit. And of course, the air unit's got the built in receiver if you happen to use the DJI transmitter.
Right.
$179. The Cadex Vista is $149,
Wow.
$30 cheaper.
Hmm.
And they had this, so I went, I thought it would be better to have the one with the Vista in it because it's a little lighter and the idea is, so I went to the page because they were selling that for $179, the whole quad with the DJI,
Huh?
and they had a 10% discount coupon on top of that price.
Oh, cool.
So they were selling the drone for about the cost of the DJI equipment that was in it.
Wow.
So I went to go get. I was going to grab a Vista. I was going to get two of them at that price, and
Right.
because just for the parts, it was a deal. You buy the camera and get a whole quad for free. So how cool was it? And they were sold out already.
Oh,
So I went and I clicked on the one that had the air unit, and it was like $30 more. It was like 209 or something, and they had that. So I bought one of those, and then I took the 10% discount off. Anyway, long story short, by the time I got done with tax, sales tax, and everything, I ended up paying, I think, $190 for this
wow.
thing. And if I had bought the air unit for $179 plus tax, would have been the same $190.
Uh,
So
yeah.
I ordered it on Thursday, and it came today.
Awesome.
And tomorrow night on the workshop at 8 o'clock, I'm not going to touch it. I opened it to make sure everything was in the box, but I'm going to actually, tomorrow night, we're going to set it up. Going to install
Oh,
the,
awesome.
set it up, install the receiver, configure the beta flight, go through that and show everybody,
Right.
because that's just the basics, I think, of configuring it.
Right.
Get the DJI unit registered, and bound to the goggles and all that. So I thought that might give us something to do tomorrow night. Be
Oh,
interesting.
cool.
And this is a quad you can fly indoors like the Tiny Hawk
No, cool.
because it has the bumpers on it.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's one of the things I thought would be cool about it is it could
Oh,
also be
wonderful.
flown indoors as well. So we'll see.
I flew the Velocidrone today. The sim? Yeah.
Yeah, I know what Velocidrone is. I was just going to ask you, where did you take it out to the park to fly it, or did you fly it in your house?
Well,
How'd
I'm
you do?
getting good enough. That one building where there's a couple tanks like close to the entrance. I get sneak around that, and I finally get to where I could go all the way through that building without
Well,
crashing.
that's what's great about that. It's great
Yep.
practice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm getting better and better each time. Then that building that they're constructing, that's the crane. I'm
Yeah,
able to fly through that.
yeah, that's tough. That takes some practice
Yeah, it does.
without hitting the ceiling or the
Yeah,
floor or one of the
floor or
concrete
one of the
posts.
pillars. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I see Ten Toes is here. Bill, Coast to Coast Drones, how you doing?
Hey, Bill.
Mitch is in the green room. I'm not in the green room. Well, I guess it's green. I got a plant behind me. So where's the rest of your panel tonight, Art? Where is everybody?
Yeah, did my mass mailing today, and hopefully they'll start ambling in any minute now.
Ah, Jody's here. Hi, Jody. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Jody, Bill.
Yeah, I expected Ken to pop by tonight.
Yeah, I think I sent him one too. Let's see, Timeless Truths. Ken Dono, he's in New York City, I believe, right now. He was in Philly.
Yeah, he was in Philly. I saw that video of him and Billy Kyle.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he was with Philly Mike for a while there.
Oh, I didn't see that part of it.
Yeah.
I saw part one. Did he do part two yet?
This was just a photograph that was on Facebook that I saw.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I watched his video today.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm from Philly. I always like to watch videos that are
Right.
shot in Philly. But it was all FPV. And I think he put the title of his video was, I'm not going to fly my Mavic 2 anymore. Mavic 2 Pro anymore. Which was kind of clickbaity.
Oh, okay.
None of the video had anything to do with the Mavic 2 Pro. He was just flying all FPV. And Billy Kyle was watching. He was just watching.
Right.
I don't think Billy flies FPV yet.
No, I don't think he does. I think, yeah, he's just a camera drone guy. Yeah. Yeah, he likes to take his Skydio for a swim once in a while.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, between him and Ken Hearn, they about wrecked Skydio, didn't they? With their videos.
Yeah.
Ken sure beat the crap out of that little blue beta FPV.
Oh, yeah.
Holy
yeah, he sure did. God, he's rough on those.
Well, he's fearless. He doesn't care about breaking them, and
Yep.
I wish. And there are times I wish I had the same attitude. I'd probably be a lot more advanced as a pilot. Because you learn by taking chances.
Yep.
And I just don't want to break them, so I don't take all those chances. But I think for me, the kind of flying that I like to do seems to now be coming into vogue. Cruising,
yeah.
Cruising FPV.
Mm-hmm.
You're starting to see, if you follow FPV, you're starting to see more and more smaller, lighter quads that don't have the tremendous power that some of these racing ones do, that are designed to fly with like lithium ion batteries and get 15, 20, 30 minutes of flight time. And they have high definition cameras on them, and they're designed for long range or longer distance cruising. And all of a sudden, the people who are doing this, even Joshua Bardwell, who constantly just rips around his property up there in Tennessee, freestyling, had to say had to admit that he really enjoyed how relaxing it was and how beautiful it was to just get up with this thing and cruise around, see the sights. And that's always been the kind of flying that I enjoy the most.
Yep.
So when everybody and their brother is cruising FPV and it's a big thing, just remember where the trend started, Art.
Yeah, Uncle Mitch. Remember Uncle Mitch?
Right. Now we're all flying like old men. Oh, yeah.
Well, some of us aren't. wealthy enough to break drones.
That too.
Fortunately for me, I let other people break them, and then I
Well,
get new stuff.
Yeah, you lead in that respect, Art. You lead a charmed life, and you won another drone the other day.
Yeah, yeah, that Bugs
Yeah,
20. Yeah,
unbelievable, unbelievable. I could be, there could be two guys in a 50-50 drawing and I'd lose. I mean, that's my luck, you know?
well, that was an interesting contest because nobody was getting the answer, and
What was
people just kind of gave up. And Kelly
the
said,
question?
"Well, the number's on the screen." And I go, "Duh." I was the first one to get it.
What was the question?
In the video, it tells you what the max altitude he flew and how far
Oh,
away he flew.
yeah, I remember that. I
Yeah,
was watching, but I didn't feel like trying to find it. That I figured these guys jump on those questions so fast. I never stand a chance anyway.
yeah,
And
that's how I feel.
because of the video lag, uh, some guys are getting more video lag than others. So I'll be watching like Ken Herron, and he has a contest where people have to
Yeah,
start putting it, and the answers in the chat will start appearing before I even hear the question asked.
yeah,
You ever have that happen to you?
yep, yep.
Yeah,
I see that. Yep, yep.
and yes, I do have my chats on live chat, not top chat. So
Yeah,
that's not why.
that's true.
It's just that
Same here.
some
Same
people
here.
might have a 4 second delay, and I might have a 10 second delay on the
Yep.
and,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, when you're broadcasting a live stream and you're also monitoring your own channel on a different screen, then you see exactly how much of a delay
Yeah,
there
that's
is.
right.
And I know when I do my countdowns,
Mm-hmm.
I see on my StreamYard screen the actual number that of the live broadcast. And
Yep.
then I can tell you to the second what the delay is because the clock
Yep.
on the YouTube stream and on my streams, it's usually my delay that I see is usually 7 to 8 seconds.
Right.
But yet, when we're watching a live stream from one of Greg's in Australia, the delay can be 30 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, you got that signal all the way from the other side of the planet.
Shouldn't make any difference with the internet and the speed of light. It's just somehow how he's getting routed.
Yeah.
I missed his show last night.
Oh yeah, I watched. I
He went
missed the
on.
first part, and then I got in, and then James from My PI Dream, he was in it. You could see him flying his drone live at
Oh,
Villa
really?
Feliz,
Okay.
where he lives.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
I thought Greg was on at 8 o'clock here Eastern time. So
yeah, I thought he
I
was
was
too, and he was on earlier.
yeah, he was on an hour earlier, and I caught the last 30 seconds of the show. I said, "Oh, it's time to turn on Greg," and he
Yep.
was just starting his countdown.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
I saw Lloyd.
hello,
Lloyd was on.
Arizona Drone Dude, and Kenny Cardoso Media. Welcome to the
Oh, hey,
show.
Kenny, how you doing? Kenny and AZ, Arizona Drone Dude, Rick
Yeah.
Howard, Agent K, Miss Daisy for the win. You watch K. That Miss Daisy style of flying FPV is becoming all the rage. All the rage.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that other stuff. There's guys right now who just say, please, 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 don't do it. Don't put up any more drift racing FPV drone chase videos anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been done to death, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's the problem. No matter what it is, the first time you see it, it's awesome and you know, and then all of a sudden
Then,
you just see the same things over and over and over again,
yep.
and then it
Everybody's
gets
doing it.
boring.
Yep.
And you got to and if you don't kind of come up with something new and different, your views just, your views are going to just keep dropping off if you do that. The only exception to that rule is the sunrise videos. But the guys don't go on those videos because they're really interested in seeing the sunrise. They go on those videos to chat with all the other members of the community, and that's the attraction on that. But just to, if it was just another sunrise video that you just shot and posted with no chat involved, I don't think you'd get that many views on them anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Agent K says he was my biggest fan before it was cool. I didn't even know it was cool to be a fan of mine. But thank you, Kay. That's very kind of you to say. And tomorrow night, I don't know if you heard this or not, but tomorrow night I'm going to take a brand new little Cinewhoop out of the box and
Cool.
actually go through the process on the stream of installing the receiver and binding it and
Awesome.
setting up everything in beta flight to and maybe even when it's all done, fly it around in the house a little bit. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but it's a DJI digital, so I can't capture the live video with the SkyDroid receiver and rebroadcast it live like I can do if it was a
Oh,
analog.
I see.
The only way to capture the digital from a DJI Air unit is to have a smart controller.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
$700.
Yep.
The smart controller I don't need, so I decided that I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass on that. But I figure it won't be sooner or later. Somebody is going to come along and come up with a little dongle or black box that plugs in somewhere that'll actually take that feed and turn it into something with an HDMI out or USB out that you can then plug into a computer. There was a guy, one of Bardwell's regulars, who in his chat one day said that he had invented such a device, and in about 3 to 4 weeks he was going to be able to sell it. So Bardwell started following the progress of that thing, and on his live streams, this guy'd come in the chat, he'd ask him, how's it coming? The guy says it's pretty good. And then all of a sudden the guy comes on in his chat and says, I got a letter from DJI's legal department.
Oh,
And then the next thing, a week or so later, the guy comes on the chat and basically says, struck a deal with DJI. I'm not going to manufacture and sell this gizmo.
no.
So Bardwell says to him, I hope you made out pretty good. And he said, very good. So then the chat started on him. Sell out, turncoat, they started calling this guy all kinds of names. And Bardwell had to jump to his defense, basically saying, look, guys, he's not a sellout. This, it's a capitalist society. They obviously paid him more money than he could ever make building and selling these things. And the guy hit a home run. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
So I was really looking forward to something like that coming out. Even if it was $100 or whatever, it would still be kind of cool.
Yep.
To be able to live stream directly from the feed of a DJI FPV drone without having to buy a $700 and some smart controller.
Right.
Now, obviously, DJI could manufacture a gizmo. They have the technology, that's for sure. It's their technology. If they can get a signal into a DJI smart controller and output it into HDMI, they obviously have all the chips and circuits that do that. They could build that
there you go.
tiny box without the controller. And that might be what they're doing. And the fact that they bought him out might be a clue as to the fact that this is something that might be coming down the pipe.
Hey,
We'll see.
Ron, RL Photography is here. Hey, Ron, if he's probably out in the field, but hey, Ron, if you want to, you could jump in and be part of the chat. Yeah, he's part of my UAV list.
Now, Kenny, the DJI FPV system does not have any output plugs on the goggles at all. It has an AV in jack, which is how we get the signal from those analog modules that are in those
Right.
faceplate mods into the thing. But no, there is no output. Now, even Fat Sharks and some of those other goggles have HDMI out. And
Right.
I know that the original DJI white goggles and the gray ones, the racing editions, had an HDMI in, but no HDMI out. So
Mm-hmm.
that is a shortcoming. And the people, the biggest downside was the Drone Racing League, for example.
Right.
Their whole show is big screen TVs all over the place showing the feeds from all the goggles of all the racers. And they would need a feature like that if they were ever going to try to use the digital stuff. And right now
Right.
it doesn't have it. So
Mm-hmm. So it looks like Ken Dono just went live, so we'll
who?
watch my numbers. Watch them boop 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 boop.
Hey, it's a capitalist society, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, these guys,
Hopefully, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, it's already started. Oh, I'm out of here.
they're vicious, man. They're vicious. These people when they go live right in the middle of when you're live. But look, he's up in Philly. He's got something going on up there. So
Yeah.
more power to him.
Yeah.
Who wants to
Yeah, no
watch a couple of old guys like us just shooting the bullet?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, there's 7 billion of us on this planet. I think we could share a little bit of bandwidth with a few people.
You can always watch the replay.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You know what's funny is yesterday on one of my talk shows that I listened to, conservative talk show, is they were talking about how some of these really annoying kids songs get millions of YouTube hits.
Oh,
Like Baby Shark.
the stuff that gets millions of the ones that kill me are the guys that the guys that turn bowls on lathes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
These guys, you know, millions. They got videos that are an hour and a half long, starting with a tree, cutting the
Yeah.
tree down, chainsawing a piece of wood down to getting it chucked up in the lathe, rough
Yep.
turning it, dealing with how to fix all the little cracks. An hour and a half of this stuff, and you can't not watch it, or you got to go to the end because you got to see what it looks like when it's finally finished. Fortunately, some of them actually do some time lapse stuff during the real boring,
Right.
time consuming stuff. But millions of views, millions, 5 million, 7 million. It's crazy.
Yep.
I struggle. I get 100 views on something. I go, wow, that was a popular
Yeah.
video.
Yeah. Same here. Yeah. My number one video is still the RoboMaster.
Yeah. Well, that probably appeals to a wider audience.
Yeah.
My biggest videos pushing around 30,000 views,
Wow.
and it was about the
That's-
GoPro Hero 7.
Yeah, that's right.
The vlogging rig. I don't know why that thing still gets 300-400 views a week.
Wow.
And that was a year and a half or more ago, and it still gets
Wow.
300-400 views a week. I don't know what the hell. I keep trying to figure out what I tried copying all similar keywords. I tried doing all kinds of stuff, and I
Yep.
still haven't been able to figure out what made that video get into the. I'm not going to call it mainstream. I watch, Dan Bongino. He comes on, and within 5 minutes, he's got 30,000 views.
Wow.
On one of
Yeah.
his videos. Yeah. So 30,000 views is nothing, but I don't know.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm-
Mel, I want to say hello to Mel. And then we got JSK Enterprise. Welcome to the show.
Hi guys. Hi Mel. How you doing? Yeah, come on in, Mel.
Yeah, come on in.
Come on in. You can keep Art company because I'm going to have to go here pretty soon. I don't want to leave you alone, Art. I know what that's like.
Well, last week, Ken came on the show, and then he came on like just as I was wrapping up the show because he felt sorry that I was all alone.
It's tough. It's tough to do these live streams.
Yep.
Unless you have a real program, a real agenda.
Yep.
I know that I watched. There's an FPV guy named Pavel Spakalski.
Yeah.
You know who he is? Pavel, Pawel, Spakalski.
Oh, okay.
He's Polish. He's in Poland, right near the German
A
border.
Pole in Poland? No.
Yeah, he's in Poland, and he is. He's got 10,000, 15,000 subs.
Right.
He is one of probably the most technically knowledgeable guys about FPV.
Right.
He's one of the iNav developers. He's one of the devs
Right.
in iNav. One of the guys that's responsible. It's a team effort, open source software. But he's one of the guys who decides what features, and he programs. He does all that stuff, and he's very knowledgeable about that stuff. Probably a lot more knowledgeable about that than Joshua Bardwell, who's probably the biggest FPV guy. Bardwell does 2 live streams a week for 2 hours, and he very rarely has any guest. He doesn't need a guest. He gets 800 people watching his stream, and they just blast him with questions.
All right, let's welcome to the stream all the way from Arkansas, Mel 400 AGL.
Wow, that's an intro, Art. I'm unworthy.
Hey,
Hi,
Mel, welcome to the show.
Hi, Art. Hi, Mitch.
How are you?
Hello, chat, everybody. I'm wore out, Mitch. A lot going on right now.
Did you ever fly that seaplane?
If I find a suitable lake to fly it on that I can fly without making the residents mad.
Just go out to the flying field in the morning when the grass is wet.
Well, it's got a water rudder on the bottom of it.
Oh. Okay.
And the hinge pin for the water rudder is also the bottom hinge for the rudder. So tearing that up would be a bad thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
we used to fly. We have these icons, the E-Flight icon seaplanes.
Yeah.
And we used to fly them all the time off the wet grass. They're just terrific. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. I tested those props I bought, and I scooted it across the grass here in the backyard.
Right.
It only took about half throttle with them big props I put on there. So
wow.
It ought to about take off like a helicopter off of water. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. That'd be looking forward to seeing that thing fly. Nice
Well,
looking airplane.
It turned out real good. I'm real happy with the way it turned out, and that fancy fiberglass fuselage helped a lot. But I'd like to be able to have somebody with a regular camera drone that can fly and track it,
Ooh,
and
that'd be cool.
and film it as I build it up speed and get it on a plane and lift it off and hopefully climb out. Because that's the goal after liftoff, is to climb out, right, Mitch?
Yeah.
Yes, that is the sequence. That's correct.
But having somebody that can fly a camera drone and film all that
Cool.
that's not afraid to fly over water, okay, that can handle it. But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Rick, I actually did fly the MiG one more time. I've flown it once since then. I haven't been out to the field to fly in some time. It's been, well, I didn't go last week, and I'm not going to get to go this week. So tomorrow's the club meeting out there, and I probably won't even make it to that.
No.
I hate those club. I hate politics are the worst part of all those flying clubs. I don't know how that one up there is, but
what's that, Mitch?
the club politics are the worst part of those AMA clubs.
Yeah. There's those that, yeah. Anyway,
you always have one or two sheriffs, one or two referees that are going to tell you that every time you break the rules, they're going to file a complaint with the club against you.
Well, I haven't had that problem, but I've been told, like I invited Roosevelt, and he came out there to fly his drone around a little bit and to watch everybody fly. And the club president was like, "Is he a member?" I said, "No, he's not a member of the club." He said, "No, I mean, is he a member of the AMA?"
Oh, yeah.
I said, "No, I doubt it." He said, "Well, then he can't fly then."
Yeah.
He said, "But I'll tell you what, if you stand out there like you're instructing him, I'll let him fly."
Well, that's
talk about a God complex,
That rule is something that I almost agree with, because if you're in an AMA chartered field, the insurance that the AMA provides requires that you have a valid the pilot, be an AMA pilot.
That's true, but they all also allow guests to fly.
Yeah, they do. Our club used to require the guests be an AMA member, though.
So what's the difference? You can fly I flew out there 3 or 4 times as a guest before I ever told them I had an AMA card.
Well, nobody asked. Yeah, if they don't ask, don't tell them, I suppose.
Yeah. So, but anyway, and Jody, I would take it to the river, but the problem is the river flows.
Yeah.
And I don't have a boat.
Yeah. It'd be like, what? You got run, chase after it.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Art, but I don't run on water so good no more these days. When I was a kid, I could do it pretty well. Nowadays, it don't work so good.
Unless you got a small enough lake and a little bit of breeze where you can run around to the other side of the lake when the wind blows your airplane over there.
Well, you don't even have to run at that point. As long as it's a lake, it's closed body, you can take your time. It'll eventually get there.
But a boat is a very handy thing to have when you're doing either RC boats or RC airplanes. Yep.
And even with the RC airplane, at least if I had an RC boat, I would have some hope. But
we had one up at Joe Knoll where the boat got stuck way out there, and this guy actually, with a fishing rod, cast out past the boat, snagged it
coming in,
pulled it back in.
Yeah. Jody says he was in a club once, called it the DMV. They kicked him out and took away his privilege.
I hated the politics of those clubs.
And Mitch, I'm sure that you can just sit there for about 15 seconds, tune into my mindset and thought process, and then think RC club politics.
Yeah.
Can you say oil and water?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, I'm the same way, you know.
Yeah.
I had to remind them at club meetings sometimes. They would get so serious and arguing like they do in Washington. I mean, fighting over stuff. I'd have to, stand up and say, guys, we're just a bunch of grown men playing with toy airplanes. What the hell are you doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, one of the things was in August we had a fly-in scheduled, and we had clubs invited from around the area, several states. There were, people planning on coming to our field and fly.
Right.
Well, one of the guys I think he's an officer. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think he is. Anyway, he contacted the AMA and said, what do you recommend? And they said, we recommend not having any event. So the next time we had a meeting, he brought that up. He said, the AMA sent me this email that says they recommend we cancel our event in August.
Oh, wow.
And I said, I disagree. And they said, why? And I said, because there's absolutely no reason to cancel it. And he spoke up and he said, but we'll have all these strange people coming from all these different areas. And I said, and you know where all the areas that these 20 people came from that are here today, that are members? I mean, really? And you don't see us all kind of staying a distance apart? I said, some of the ones that are extremely concerned are wearing masks. The rest of us that are just staying away from everybody aren't wearing a mask. Well, yeah, but the state mandated we wear a mask. I said, the mandate says wear a mask if you cannot maintain social distance.
Yeah,
I said there's
especially, yeah, if you're indoors,
there's absolutely no reason to cancel the event. Just tell everybody, send out a message. You send out messages advertising the event and everything. Send out a message that says, hey, because of the circumstances, if you don't want to come, we understand. But if you do come, please help us and practice the guidelines. That's all we got to do. And so it came up to a vote. And of course, everybody voted for canceling the event. And so I went along with them. I voted to cancel the event as well. After the vote, he came up to me. He says, I thought you were against canceling it. I said, well, really, I am deep down inside. He said, well, then why'd you vote yes? I said, what business is it of yours why I voted how I voted? The fact is, I voted. I chose to follow the crowd on this particular instance. But yeah, I'm a rabble rouser out there. The club president already doesn't like me. He wrote a letter because our field is actually on the post property of Fort Chaffee, okay, which is an airfield. The road is a gravel road, dirt road, that they built, that the Army built out there through all this land. And the road started getting pretty potholed and rough and everything with the rain and traffic and stuff that goes across it. So one of the guys knows the ex-post commander, so he got a hold of the current post commander, and they brought a bunch of bulldozers out and stuff and parked them for a week. And I don't think they touched the road, but our illustrious leader, bless his heart, he wrote a nice letter to him thanking him for doing all the repairs to the road. He had 2 copies of it. He handed it to one guy directly to his left. I was directly to his right, about 10 feet away. He walked right past me and handed it to the guy behind me. So that tells me that's a storyteller right there as far as I'm concerned. But so I don't think him and I get along. And he's the same guy that said that Roosevelt couldn't fly there. He says, well, I'll let him fly as long as you're standing next to him and we say that you're instructing him. I said, okay.
Well, that was nice of him. He didn't have to do that.
Yeah. So Roosevelt just quit flying anyway, didn't matter. Wasn't that important.
Oh, boy.
But it's just the politics of it,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, when I get up close and personal with stuff like that, that's that gets borderline, like you said, Mitch, it can get pretty silly at times. And I don't have a lot of patience for that. If it's not making sense and it's not logical, why do it? Right?
And most of the guys that cause all the trouble at these clubs, we call them geezers. They were the geezers. Now I'm kind of a geezer myself. I don't consider myself, because I don't have that get off my lawn attitude that so many. But it's mostly in all these clubs. It's the retired guys, and this is all they do. This is all they do. They go out to the flying field every day. They stay out there most of the day. They don't fly a whole lot.
Nope.
They just police everything. They just tell you where you can't fly, and you're breaking the rules, and your airplane's too loud. I mean, and that's all they do.
Yeah.
And God, we would get in such arguments with these guys, because there's a couple of us out there that just flew a lot, and these guys are doing nothing but standing around finding fault with us, and we wouldn't take it from them. You can imagine how I reacted to that. I'd get right up in their face.
Yep.
So I wasn't the most popular member of the club either amongst the cadre that were there.
So I'm trying to just kind of, not make any waves and just have fun, Yep.
I'm kind of that way too. Just do my thing.
Yep. But other than that, I done forgot what it's called now.
Yeah?
Yeah, the seaplane.
The seaplane.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, the seaplane's ready to go.
Oh, cool.
With 8-inch, 6-pitch, triple-bladed props.
Oh, how big are the motors?
They're 450s. 400s, 450s.
How big are the batteries you're going to use it?
I'm going to use one battery, and I'm using a 4-cell. No. I think it's a 3-cell, 2200 milliamp. I can't remember.
3S 2200 with 2.865. You're not going to get a lot of flying time on it with that.
No.
But
no.
It ought to go pretty good.
But I'll tell you what, I took it down to the hobby shop to show the guy that runs the store down there, because he was real interested in how it turned out, So I took it down there and I set it on the stand and was showing him, and I said, "You get a hold of it." He said, "Okay." So I pulled the little hatch off and turned the controller on and plugged the battery in, and I said, "You got a hold of it? Because I'm going to arm the motors." And he said, "Okay." So I flipped the switch to arm the motors, and I just brought it up about, I don't know, eighth or a little less than quarter throttle, not quite quarter throttle. And it started blowing the papers on the table behind him. And I said, "Are any of them papers back there really super important?" He went, "No, it's just stuff that I got to order, and so I got it all stacked right there. That's where I keep it." And I said, "Good." And I hit the button, the lever, and all that stuff ended up, it looked like you took a pack of cards and threw them in the air,
That's funny.
And he almost didn't have a good enough hold of the airplane. He almost lost hold of it.
Oh boy.
It would have been probably flying in the hobby store.
It sounds like it ought to. You remember we had the conversation about using two motors on one ESC?
Uh-huh.
And I sent you a link to Bardwell's video about that. Did you watch that video?
Yep. Oh yeah, I did. I had already decided prior to that I was going to go ahead and run two ASCs.
Not a good idea. It's so easy for one motor to desync, and when that happens, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it.
So, and in doing that, you have no way to shut that motor down either.
No, you can't.
Even running dual motors on dual ESCs off of one stick, one servo slot, you still have no way to shut one down if you had to.
No, and you
But-
generally don't have to, but you know, you don't ever do that. Don't ever do that.
Yeah.
It's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. So right now, I have to double check. I can't remember. Yeah, I think I've got a matched. Yeah, I got a matched pair of ESCs and a matched pair of motors.
Yeah, on airplanes that's meaningful. On quads, it almost doesn't matter. In fact, one of the questions that Spakowski got on his live stream today. He's like Bardwell. He does these question and answer live streams. Pavel Spakowski.
Uh huh.
Only he's smarter than Bardwell when it comes. He's one of the INAV developers. I mean, this guy knows the electronics like nobody's business. And one of the questions he got was, can I use different size motors on a quad? Can I use like a 2206 and a 2207 and a 2306 and mix them up? And the answer was,
Hello, Grant.
you can.
Because the ESC is what controls that.
The flight controller is going, and the gyro in the flight controller is going to make sure that no matter what size the engine is, it's going to be putting out whatever it has to put out
to do. Yep.
Result. So as long as they're not too wildly different, you don't want to put one motor that's twice the size of the other motor. But if they're very similar in kV and somewhat close to each other,
yep,
you can use them.
You
can use them no problem like that.
That's exactly true.
But you need a flight controller. See, and you don't have a flight controller in a twin engine airplane like that.
Right. You know what I do want though for it? I want the telemetry stuff, and I'm understanding that the receiver can actually give me that.
Yeah, it depends on which receiver what did you put in it?
I put just a regular receiver in it of Spectrum, but
what telemetry are you looking for? Just battery voltage?
Voltage and altitude and everything.
Well, you're going to need a barometer in order to get altitude. You need something to feed the receiver. Some of these receivers actually have a lot of that stuff built in.
Yep, they do, and I think I can get one for Spectrum. It's about $90, $95.
Talking about that AS3X.
I don't know my numbers off the top of my head, but
Spectrum has a receiver. They have two different types of things. They have the SAFE system. They call it SAFE.
Right.
And you've flown that. That's basically just a leveler. That keeps the.
That's the same thing this has.
That keeps, but the AS3X, and I think that's the number of it, close to that, basically has the equivalent of a simple flight controller in it, with gyro,
yep,
and accelerometer, and it does for the airplane what ArtCo mode does for quad.
Right.
It keeps, if you command a certain bank, regardless of what the outside forces are on the airplane, the flight controller will do what it needs to hold that bank until you level off again.
Right.
Which is how quad works.
Right.
And that's why when I fly my INAV fixed wings, I fly them in ArtCo mode, and it really, even though you're not in a stabilized mode, the gyro is still working full time, and it's still holding the bank angles and the pitch angles that you set the airplane at,
right,
regardless of the outside bouncing around, and it really smooths out the flights. And
exactly.
I know that Spectrum has this AX3S or AS3X, or it's got A's and X's and 3's in the name. I've never bought it, but that's the flight controller that the E-flite puts in their ducted fan jets and things like that. And you get one of those receivers, and if you have the right transmitter, Spectrum transmitter that's designed to work with the telemetry.
And I do. It'll give me all that. It'll talk to me and tell me everything.
It'll tell you. It'll give you battery alerts when your batteries are low.
Yep.
Help
it'll do all that.
The airplane in flight. It has
and
safe mode.
With this particular airplane, I would really like to have that, because I want this airplane's not an aerobatic airplane. It's not designed. It's not intended to fly aerobatics. This airplane I want to strictly 100% fly scale. So I want to be able to do long, steady turns a foot off the water and stuff like that. And so in order to be able to fly it that way, the way that they actually flew this plane, it needs to, it's going to need a little more help than just my stick input, I think.
Well, you're probably getting pretty, you're doing a
Well,
lot of flying. You're probably getting a lot of your skills back. I know it took, I had laid down, I hadn't flown an RC airplane in like 8 years. When I picked up after flying drones, I decided I wanted to try my hand at the airplanes again. And it took me 5-10 minutes to get comfortable again. But
it took me not even that, not just one flight, but I don't have the smoothness that I had 40 years ago doing it, maybe because I'm 40 years older, but 40 years ago, it wouldn't hesitate me a bit to take a giant scale and take it way downfield to take off so that it was in the air long before it ever got to me, and then drag the rudder on the ground inverted before I did a negative climb out, right in front of me.
Listen, it's like riding a bicycle. You don't forget it. It comes back. It came back to me quick.
I don't have the confidence to do that right now.
Yeah.
Hey, let's welcome James from My Dream into the chat.
Hi, James. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Hey, thanks for inviting me in this morning, Art. I was actually in I think I was number 1 today inside, waiting for you to come online. I gotta tell you, your show is the highlight of my Sunday morning when I'm making my waffles. So I try not to miss one. Today, I thought I was gonna have some relaxing time to be able to sit here and join your great crew that you have that comes in here in the morning. But if you look, I think I can swing. If you look what's going on in the backyard right now on a Sunday morning.
Oh boy!
What are they digging for?
I think they're trying to get through to. Well, let's see what part of the world we are. Well, maybe they're trying to get through to Denver to get the art show go straight through. I don't know, but we got a pool project going on back here. And we put in the request for authorization for overtime, and it was approved. So that allows them to come out on Sunday. So they're actually doing Sunday work here today. Yeah, they're not using an excavator to dig it out. An excavator is about 4 hours worth of work, and they could did it. It'll take about a week to a week and a half digging manually, but it's kind of the way they do things over here, and it helps with salaries and things like that. So it's not a problem. We're not in any hurry.
Yeah, as long as the guys aren't making $40 an hour holding a shovel, standing there watching one guy dig,
No, there's no $40 an hour in the Philippines.
Yeah.
We'll apply for that.
No. So anyway, I'm coming in briefly because I didn't realize they were coming in as early as they came in today. And what we're doing daily coverage of all the construction that's going on for this, like we did.
That's way cool.
It is. It's come out good, and I already started. While you were doing it, I ran upstairs. We have we got one of the GoPros, one of the older GoPros, that's doing its only job is to do time lapse videography. So we're doing
that's going to be good.
Yeah. So we're doing a little bit each day, and then at the very end, I'm trying to save. If I don't accidentally delete the files, which I always seem to do, then we'll try to take it all together and do it really fast. Just do cut segments, so you can get an appreciation. You know how these show when people do a house build, and in 5 minutes, it's from nothing to the full thing. We're going to try to do something like that at the end. But
that'd be cool.
Yeah, and I was actually listening earlier. Mitch kind of popped out here, but Mitch mentioned something about resolutions on the GoPro. What I've been doing for the time lapse for that camera that's upstairs, I've been doing 1080p, but he said something about 2.7K. So what I did, it's 4K is really tough to do anything on any of my hardware that I have here and with the software I have. So I took the 2.7, I reset it to the 2.7K. I'm going to try it today and look at it, because what he was saying, I didn't even think about it. When you go from 1080 to 2.7, if you want to zoom in more, because you have more resolution, it will be clearer. So we'll look at that tonight when we're doing the
Yeah.
editing on that, and that makes an
Yeah.
improvement. Now, don't say anything to Mitch, but because I don't want him to say, "Oh, now you owe me money as marketing analyst or something like that for giving you the 2.7K on there." So, but
No,
yeah,
you could just tell him that I told you that the day before.
oh, yeah, there you
See?
go.
Yeah,
There you
yeah.
go.
See,
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
like
and
I got a kick out of Sean Oz the other day. He was on a live stream, or maybe it was his, and he was talking about this cool feature that he discovered, where if you put the drone in active track and you're traveling, and you move the right stick to the right, the drone will come around beside you, and if you hold the stick to the right, it will fly sideways in active track. You move parallel to you.
wow,
And
what?
well, so then I had to do what any honest drone pilot would do, and that was go get my footage that was 2 years old of me doing just that.
Well, I read about that feature when
Uh-oh,
I.
look what
Well,
Mitch put in chat there. Sorry,
anyway,
Mitch. I told him about it the day before.
I read about the active track, and as a matter of fact, that was one of the features that kind of attracted me for buying the Phantom. But I've had it for 3 years now, and I have yet to try it one time. But I will play around with that once some of this other stuff
I'll
gets
tell you
complete.
something else you can do. You can some of the drones have different autonomous flight features like boomerang and whatever they call them. Okay, where they'll do like a oval orbit around you and stuff like that, or an orbit around you, or and if you're on a horse or a four wheeler or a bicycle or a go kart, if you set the drone to do that orbit and then you travel, the drone will travel with you and keep you in frame and orbit while you're moving.
It's similar to the other
Hmm.
tracking. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that you were talking about.
it'll do that on its own though. It'll track along with you on its own while it does an orbit of you.
Yeah, if you have a good open space that you can do that, and it, those features are really good. The problem with me here, I live in a jungle, and what happens is when you go down a street or you're constantly underneath
You get
stuff that.
underneath the canopy. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and I did try one time to get the drone to follow me. What I did was I did a episode where I was showing people where we live. And we went to the very front to where the security guard shack is. And I was in my vehicle. I was driving and I had the controller to the side. I don't know how good that is to do that. But I set it to follow me, but every time I got underneath the tree, the truck got underneath the tree, the drone stopped. And then I
yeah.
had to stop, move out into an open spot, and go. Now, I read in some of DJI's newer technology, it has an algorithm built into it. Well, it will anticipate by your direction and by your speed. So if you go underneath something where there's a blind spot, it will keep moving in the direction that you're going and at the speed, and will catch up once you get back into the open
And
again.
it'll try to reacquire you.
It'll
Yes,
reacquire, yeah, yeah.
but that's not dependable yet.
Yeah. Well, neither is that. They have the sensors on there, the obstacle avoidance, and even though it's probably about 80 or 90% accurate, that 10% non-accuracy is what caused me to run into two trees over here in our backyard. So,
Those, when it comes to trees and smaller things, branches and leaves that might be blowing in the wind, sometimes it has a hard time recognizing that. But
hmm
I'll tell you one thing that it is absolutely not designed to work on: birds.
uh,
It
and
collision avoidance absolutely will not work on birds.
yeah,
And when you're flying, What's your biggest concern normally? Birds,
Yeah. Well, I would tell
right?
you here, right here, we have a lot of birds in our area. And I've had that exact problem before, and they're fast. The birds are so fast, and there's birds around here. They look like larks or sparrow, and they're quick. They're really, and
Yeah.
when they see the drone, I don't know if they think the drone is competition or something like that, but they shoot right at the drone. They've
Yeah.
never hit it before. They've never hit it before.
They will eventually.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when I see them, I try to go to a different altitude from the
That's
area
why
that
you
they're in.
need eyeballs on them, James.
Uh, Everybody says that works. I'm not convinced, but one piece of advice I will give you, James, if you do have a huge problem with birds, and it's just like really bad, go straight up as fast as you can, because that's the only flight maneuver that birds cannot do.
Kind of do, yeah.
Birds cannot go straight up
Yeah, they're horizontal, boom, like that.
or
yeah.
down. If you try to dive and get away from them, well, you're right in their game, because they can dive and all that stuff, but they can't go straight up with any kind of accuracy or speed. So that gives you an escape route. You can go straight up 50, 75 feet and then travel horizontally and get away from them.
Good tip.
Yeah,
good tip.
that's the best way to get away from birds. Anybody, if you didn't know, straight up.
Hey,
Now,
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
James, tell Mel what the maximum altitude you could fly in the Philippines.
500 meters. Well, no, I don't know what the maximum. I know what my DJI is restricted to right now. It cuts off at 500 meters. That's where it says you've maximum
Can you say,
altitude.
yeah, because that's the highest that the DJI remote app will go, right? It's 500
Yeah.
meters.
It's restricted by the firmware. Well, I will tell you though, and I wish, and this was a DJI restriction, and I know you've talked about it on this show. I know Greg talked about it on his show, because what they do is DJI pushes all these new firmware updates, and with the firmware updates and the area restrictions that they do, when they pushed it, these are when those restrictions come in, because when the DJI Phantom Pro 4 that I have came in, it was virgin out of the box. It went, I will say, around 1,100, 1,200, maybe even 1,300 meters I went up. I will tell you how, and that's high. That's
The
commercial air.
Phantom 4.
The Phantom 4. It took me, when I first got it out of the box, before they pushed something, and then I got all these restrictions. I couldn't do it. But out of the box, and it was mandatory. I didn't have a choice. It wouldn't let me fly until I installed the firmware.
Until you updated it, yeah.
Until I updated. But out of the box when I got it, and that was 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
Okay.
I have 30 minutes of flight time on the DJI Phantom 4 with the battery that it comes with. If you did nothing but ground zero and go vertical, straight vertical, as far as you could go, you're continuing to go, and it says you have to return, and it's still going up in altitude. I would never meet the maximum altitude because it says I'm running out of battery time. That's how it was when it first came in. But I don't get any. Then they did something. They did several updates, and with every update, it seems it's becoming more restrictive. The airspace that you can fly around, because I think places are submitting that around, of course, around airports it makes sense. But
there's a lot of places that make sense, actually.
Yeah, I flew. We did a vacation. We did a 2 or 3 episode series on Palawan. We went on Palawan like 1 week before the pandemic became crazy on the news and everything like that. And they were starting to do restrictions when we went on that vacation. But we went to Palawan, and when we went there, one of the places that up in El Nido, there is this town that's there, and it has this massive rock formation that's right on the edge of the town that goes into the sea. And it is probably one of the ultimate drone lovers' place to get some great video. I got in the middle of town, and it wouldn't let me fly. It says you're under flight restrictions. You can't fly. And there is a small airport, which is probably, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 kilometers away. It's a very small airport. It's not a major, but I think that was a restriction. But of course, it didn't make any sense to me because if you were right there next to the rock formation, that whole area, there's no way a plane is going to fly around the rock formation.
Yeah.
And now I wasn't able to get that footage on it. I got some great footage out when we went up to the area that we stayed, the campground that we stayed in, and we went to all these different islands way out.
And that's exactly why a lot of people buy other manufacturer drones, so that they can fly places that, for whatever the reason, DJI has restricted it. And normally it's not DJI doing it. I mean, DJI is doing it, but they're following the restrictions of the airspace of the land. It's not just DJI saying, we're not going to let you fly there,
Yeah.
So for some reason, there's a good reason not to fly there. So I don't agree with some of the guys that, well, I'll just get my Evo out and I'll fly there anyway. I mean, well, okay, go for it, buckaroo. But yeah, it's not my game.
I like your way of thinking, Mel. I like that. I got to ask you, and I mean to ask you this every.
Well, my channel name's 400 AGL for a reason.
I've been meaning to ask you this, and I keep forgetting to ask you each time I see you on the show, or even in the chat or something like that. Have you ever done radio broadcast? Because you have that radio voice.
Everybody says I got a radio voice because I sure don't have a face for TV. No, I've actually had radio people where I've called into radio shows and things, where they'll say, "Wait, I don't care why you called, just talk some more."
Yeah, it is. Yeah. It's relaxing. Yeah. It's relaxing in that Wolfman Jack sort of way. You remember Wolfman Jack from way back in the day?
Do I need to date myself?
And he was syndicated. He was syndicated.
Absolutely, he was. Absolutely,
and I remember I used to love listening to him at nighttime. Because he was rebroadcast all the stuff that he did earlier. He was franchised and re-syndicated, and it was just so very relaxing to hear that voice, especially in the evening time.
And it was his voice that got him where he went.
Yeah. If you are on a coast to coast drive, you're doing some vacation, and you're driving your car.
I'm open and available if anyone would like to set up a situation and scenario. I would be more than glad to lend my audio expertise for a small capitalization situation, if you understand what I'm talking about here, by God. You hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, Art, I need to take a little break, so I'll be back with you guys in just a couple minutes.
All right.
All right, see you in a bit, Mel.
All right, see you in a few. And want to say hello to Ross Rones into the chat.
Art, I'll hang with you for just a little bit. I got to get the recording. We've already started our construction day, and I haven't done the opening monologue for that yet for what's going on in the backyard. But I'll hang around with you for just a little bit. I don't want to leave you hanging. Just like Mitch was saying earlier. But something I wanted to comment on. I don't know. I think I heard you say you didn't see Greg's last episode, or did you see?
Oh,
did you see Greg?
I did see it last night.
Okay. And I learn a lot from you guys, and I know the next time that we do, because it's really humid. You can see I had all the fogging up in the lens on my drone inside there, and if it's easy to pull that cap off and do a cleaning prior to the next launch on a live stream with the drone, I'll try to make sure that everything is ready and operational and in good shape. But that was fun. I didn't realize. Technology is really come a long way to be able to do that. For me to fly, and I flew right off of the porch right here where we're sitting right now. When he came on, I flew right from here, streaming to his server, and then he's rebroadcasting that during a live stream. So, I mean, everybody can see that all pretty much live, a few, so many seconds delay. But and that's at a non-professional, non-broadcasting professional level to be able to do stuff like that. It's pretty incredible where we're going with technology these days.
Right, right.
Yeah. But
And by the way, the pool is really coming along pretty quickly there.
yeah, well, they told me, I asked them the digging. I said, how long will it take for the digging? And they said, about 2 weeks. But they started a half a day on Wednesday and we had another half a day. So we're like in the day 5 or something like that. And I expect by the close of business today, the section that will be the 5-foot section, the deepest part. Please put your channel.
Yeah, Rick Halbert wants you to put your channel in the chat so they could sub you.
I can't write in the chat here though, because when you're a guest, I'm not able. I can read the comments.
Well, you could go to my YouTube channel and you could put the your link in there.
Okay, and for what's not inside the chat right now, it's My PI Dream, just the way it's written. That's the channel on YouTube, exactly the way it is next to my name there. But I'll try to open up here. I can open up another chat here because I have to do this with you in Chrome because you can't do this in Safari.
Yeah, Chrome or Firefox will work.
So let me log into you real quick. It's just that fast, and okay, so here it is.
And remember to remember to mute the sound, otherwise you'll get an echo.
I got the headphones on. I am getting there. That's okay.
Agent K already put your link in for you.
And I think, let's see, there is a specific link. Let me see.
Yeah, you go to the top of your page and disregard that garbage on the end, and just highlight it all the way to the left, and then go Control C, and I'll copy that.
Okay. This is too difficult for me to try. But if you just type My PI Dream under the search, you'll find it.
Has already posted it.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys for helping me out with that. And talking about promoting of channels, I think that is great. When you have somebody that you think has a good channel and has good content, it's always good to do cross collaboration and get the word out there with the network. And I'll tell you, you don't know it, but at our time local today at around noon, which will be, I think it's about 10 p.m. your time in Denver, I have my next episode. It's already pushed. It's ready. I'm doing 24 hours at it. Every 24 hours I'm releasing. So that one, actually, what I did was I talked about Greg's channel and I talked about your channel in a couple of spots. I gave you guys some plugs inside there.
Thank you.
So that specific one on your channel, they have an opportunity to come in and kind of get to see what your venue is, and they get and it's the link I put was, you can save a URL, or you can save a URL as a specific point inside the stream of the video. So what I did, I put it right there where I came at, so they have familiarity, and then they can, if they enjoy it, which I know they will, they can subscribe and just continue working with you.
Awesome.
So I did that for you and Greg. Hopefully, you guys can pick up some additional viewers by doing it like that.
Oh, and by the way, here's my tip jar. Steve Mack puts in. This is for my PayPal, and I could make a few bucks. If you want to throw a few dollars in, if you like the stream, because I am like really close to being monetized. So that's how I get monetized right now. But once I get to 4K watch hours, then my channel will become monetized, and then I'll get ad revenue, and then I'll be able to have super chats on my live stream where you could just make a donation through that, and then there's a thing called super stickers where you could throw a few bucks in that way.
Well,
Now they
well, I know
yes,
Art. I know this is all about drone. Yours is specifically, but I know we go off in tangents sometimes.
right.
Can you do me a favor? I've been authorized that super chat for like 2 years now, but I've never clicked on it because I really don't know. Can you? What's it all? What is that super chat all about?
All right. It's when you do a live stream that'll come up in the chat, like one of the bars below the chat. And if somebody wants to, they could donate as low as like 99 cents up to
Oh,
a few $100. And
oh,
they'll leave a little message saying, great stream or love your show. And you get your donation.
oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well, I might try that on my next live stream. I saw on Greg's show that popped up and somebody made a donation.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't realize the, the operational cost sometimes when you're running it. Yeah. I mean, people don't really advertise it that much, but when you do things like buy your lighting, when you buy an upgraded
Yep.
microphone, after a while, all that stuff it starts picking, your resources that you're spending out of pocket become quite high, and
Hmm.
every little bit helps. And it's great if you can do something like that. So,
Yep.
I learned something new today.
Well, you met my friend Ken Heron.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
got over 120,000 subs, and sometimes he'll get these super chats like $100 that
Wow.
somebody throws him. But mostly they're around $5, $10. A few people will throw $20, and he does a weekly live stream on Thursday evening. It starts at 6 p.m. Here. So let's see, that would be 8 a.m. your time on Friday. So if you get a chance, funny guy. He's been in radio for almost 30 years, and
I'm gonna
he
turn
just
this here.
got fired from his last radio gig, and he decided he's doing YouTube full time now.
Try to turn this around. I don't think I'm gonna get away from the brightness that's coming. I was trying to get a little bit more contrast. I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference. We'll go back. We'll go back over. That's the problem with not being in a controlled environment like you are inside a room where you can set up all your
Right.
lighting and everything like that. Uh, yeah, when we do the next time we do the live stream on our channel, we'll do it again, probably from the basement. But I have the lighting, I got the microphone. I haven't even unboxed. I haven't had time to do any of that with the construction going on, and with the channel here, because all during the day we're recording everything that's going on
Right.
here, and in the evening time we do all the editing, and then I have to spend a little bit of time with my Asawa over here.
Hey, Ness.
Art says hi. So,
Oh, and there's another feature that YouTube just added. It's called a join button, where people can. It's kind of like Patreon, where people could join your channel for a fee, and then they have different levels. You can have, like, for your channel, you can have the coconut channel, or the coconut level, the banana level, and then uh, the pineapple level.
I don't know how you do it. I'm starting to get comfortable with this. I'm not an old pro like you are doing this live streaming stuff. What I noticed that I neglected the last time that I was doing it live. I was so integrated with the guests that we were talking with. It's hard to catch the chat on the side. I noticed you. I can see your eyes all the time. You're really good about making sure that you you're multitasking from listening to what's going on with the people
Oh,
talking.
and Agent K says papaya level.
Oh yeah, I got it. I don't know if you can see. I'm gonna try. It's nice what's having a laptop that you can do this. But can you see back here? This is my neighbor's yard,
Yeah,
but
that's
those are banana. This is right. Yeah, banana. And
right.
in between each banana and each one of the banana plants are probably about 16-foot separation, but in between each one of the banana plants we planted red lady papaya. So
Oh,
I did this along the entire fence line of
wow.
this neighbor over here, and they're both from the United States. This one is from the United States here. He and his Philippine wife, and the one directly behind us is the same. I can't show you that one because you can't see it. But you can see the bananas. You see the bananas behind the fence on the other side.
Oh, a little bit.
Yeah, see all those?
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see. I know it's kind of hard to see. But those are from us. We donated that. Both of our neighbors said, and I think they watched the channel too, and they said, "Oh, we see all those bananas in your backyard. Hey, do a neighborly thing. Would you mind sharing some of that with us?" I said, "Yeah, because we get so many banana little pups from the main banana plants
Yep.
around here, and I like to be able to give them away and everybody be able to get things like we get right here with all the
Right.
fresh fruit. So I planted for both of them, and we have Sabah, Cavendish, and Lantundan.
Let's
That's
do
the
that.
three varieties, and two of those three are not from this region. They're down in the area where your girlfriend is down in the Mindanao area.
Oh,
So
okay.
they have a specific, more like the Chiquita bananas like you get when you go to a
Oh, okay.
U.S.
Yeah.
grocery store. So
Hmm.
that's what the Cavendish is like out here. They're huge. They're really big bananas. Uh,
Right.
so so I planted those, and I also planted. You see, of course, the swimming pool had all beautiful bluegrass there. So I cut up all that bluegrass and I donated that also to the neighbor. So the neighbor behind us right now, because it was the easiest one to get to, he has he has like 40 square meters now more of bluegrass on his yard back there. So I took a picture of it last night. I have to send that to him. He said, "Yeah, give me all your bluegrass, give me your bananas, give me your papaya, whatever you got."
Well, I think you saw in my message I sent you. My girlfriend, she's starting a piggery down at her grandparents' farm. They've got a coconut farm down
Mm-hmm.
there that's up in the hills, and so she's up to 13 pigs right now, and she's got one or two that are about to have piglets in December. Yeah, Ray, say you saw your
I saw
report.
Ray's comment. uh, for sure, I am definitely a Yankees fan. Yeah. But I meant to ask you. You were just talking about the coconut farm and the piggery
Right?
down there. For the coconut, have you been there when they're doing the harvesting of the coconuts?
No, I haven't been to Mindanao. The only places in the Philippines I've been to is Cavite, Manila, and then I went to Mindoro to a resort that's on the north side of the island. Nice place. It's called Badlands.
Uh,
Bad
uh,
Bad Lads. If you ever get a chance to
uh.
go there, and you
I,
take
I
a
I know Mindanao is really beautiful, but you have to be really careful, especially on the west side of Mindanao. Uh,
oh yeah, that's where the
so
autonomous zone is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're real cautious about we're probably once all this is to a controllable level, and we can start doing some travel feeling safe again. I
Hmm.
think we still haven't gone over the entire island of Luzon. We haven't done the north area like in Baguio, or
Yeah, you
up in
gotta
the
go
mountain
there.
area. And I hear so many good things about that. And I
Hmm.
want to go to all these places that have these big waterfalls on the side of cliffs that drop
Hmm.
down. So there's so much that we can do because of course the Philippines is over 7,000 islands.
Yep,
That's
that's right.
so we have an opportunity to do. But we'll do a little bit up in the north, then we'll start working our way down in the south.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll start
Well,
working.
in Mindanao, you've got the big cities are Cagayan de Oro, and then there's Davao City, and that's where my goddaughter Arabella lives. So I've got to go visit her when I come out there. And she'll be 3 years old by the time I get out there.
Yeah, we just did a shout out for a little 3-year-old. I think in yesterday's episode, I see the View Chaser says, I wish you were were my neighbors." I said, "I don't know if you want me for a neighbor, but it's a really nice place out here, and lots of stuff. We have lots of lots for sale that are still out here." Do you know from viewers from our channel, My PI Dream? Just in this is 2 phases. It's 33 hectares. I don't know what that equates to in acres, like we say in the U.S. We have 33 hectares, and just in this half, which is not, it's less than a half of the entire subdivision, has been in the past year. There's been 20 lots sold to subscribers that found out about it on our channel over here. So
see,
it's been
you're a good salesman there.
Well, I'm not a salesman. They just see because we always do drone shots. As a matter of fact, the developer was here yesterday. He and his wife stopped by, and because he still owns himself, because he's selling his lots. I think he still owns about 120 lots inside here.
Right.
And he stopped by the house. He said he made a comment about how the visibility on the channel has been one of the biggest impacts on sales since the inception back in like 2005. So it's good. It gets visibility because normally in the Philippines, marketing is really bad. I will tell you, marketing is really bad. They don't really use internet so much. They use Facebook. Facebook is their marketing. So if you are a realtor or if you are a major corporation or a company, they don't set up a website. Very, very seldom they do. And the ones that are constructed, even as big as something like the building supply companies here, like Wilcon, which is equivalent to our Lowe's and Home Depot in the U.S. When you go to their website, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Trying to do a search, and there's probably 1,000 different types of connectors or plumbing things they have inside there. And you go to it, and it'll show like 12. It'll show like 12 items inside there. It's bad. But so I think they're realizing now how important social media is. They've already grasped it on Facebook, and I think YouTube is probably even a bigger way of being able to.
I'm starting to see more channels selling property on YouTube lately. So
well, I got to tell you, we started our channel back in 2017. It's only 3 years old, and you would see nothing on home building, zero on home building, yeah, and then and sales, you would see nothing on sales. All the realtors going on there, but I think once we launched ours, I think a lot of people saw potential. I'm not saying that we're the one that started it all, but it grew exponentially after we began our channel. So there's so many people doing the same thing that we're doing over here, and it's good for those people. It connects people who have something with people that want something, like properties, and we do the product reviews. We go into the stores. The pool that we're doing, that's what this is right now. If this company here does a really good job on our swimming pool right here, and we're hoping they will, then they'll see. Everybody will see that, and this company will profit because they'll gain a lot more clients based upon something like this. And then the client will be happy, because they're able to find somebody. Because it's tough. I will tell you, it's tough to find. We don't have Angie's List here in the Philippines like we do in the U.S. 'Cause I know a lot of your viewers are U.S., so they can relate to what I'm saying. We don't have Angie's List. We don't. I think they have Craigslist, but it's so limited out here. Craigslist Philippines, and these and there's very little stuff on there. So this gives great exposure like this right here.
The View Chaser wanted to know, how does one become a citizen there?
You can become you have to be here. If you're here, you have to live here for 10 years. Then you're eligible for citizenship. Uh, so that's it. That's as far as I know. That's my understanding. Is you have to have be in country living here for 10 years.
Here's how I make money. I have a Teespring link on my channel. So if you want to buy, I have T-shirts, mugs, and don't have hats yet, but I will soon.
Do they ship to the Philippines?
You know what? I don't know. You can find out.
Well, I know you're going to come visit me the next time you come here. You said
Yep,
you
definitely
promised me.
like it.
You promised me you're going to stop by here on your way going down to Mindanao.
Yep.
So
Mm-hmm.
maybe you can pack an extra T-shirt or two inside your baggage when you come over.
Will do. And I'll bring you a box of Enstrom's almond toffee that's made here in Colorado. It's like
Ooh.
world class almond toffee.
Okay, and then I will give you one of the coconuts from my coconut tree here. But the only caveat is you have to climb the tree to be able to take it down. Well, that's what I was asking you. That's really what I was asking you about when I was talking about had you been to the coconut farm and watched them harvest? Because there's two ways that they do on regular coconut trees, not dwarf on regular coconut trees. One way is actually it harms the coconut tree a little bit. They have the spikes. You know how in the U.S. the guys that
Right.
climb the old wood telephone poles and they put those
Yep.
spikes on. Well, they use those same exact spike supports on your legs here, and they go real fast. They're all the way to the top of the coconut tree before you know it. But old school folks around here, in barefoot, they just
Yeah.
hug the tree and with their feet, they just
Yeah. Just
they just go all the way up and then
push up.
yeah, and that's what we're going to do, because we have three coconuts on Bahay Kubo Island right next to the swimming pool that we're building.
Right.
We won't ever let anybody use those spikes going up there to harvest, and we'll harvest on a regular basis. Because coconut trees are kind of dangerous. Those
Yeah.
coconut, yeah, they're like the B word you're talking about. Oh, no, it was Greg. The B word. You can't. They're like those dropping from the sky, and
Yeah.
you have to be real careful. As a matter of fact, both me and the gardener here, we both had coconuts fall within inches of us while we were working underneath that coconut tree in the front yard. Oh, there's Ken. Hey, Ken. Good morning.
Hey, Ken, I sent you a link. If you want to jump in, you're more than welcome to jump in.
Please do, because I have to go. I got.
Well, and then we're waiting for Mel to get his coffee. Wonder
Yeah.
what happened to him.
Yeah. I enjoyed. Did you see Ken was on? I think it was on. I believe it was on Greg's. Wasn't it Greg's show where
Yeah, he pops
he's
in
doing
there
the
once in a
surgery?
while. Yep.
No, where he was doing the surgery on the drone, where he went inside. Was that your show or was it Greg's that he was doing that?
Oh, that was last week on my channel. Yeah.
Yeah, where one of the props weren't working or
Yeah,
something
that's
like
right.
that, and it
That's
ended up being a connection on there, but he was going through doing like brain surgery on
Yeah.
that. But that
Yeah,
was really interesting.
he finally got to fly, and then it crashed the same way it crashed the first time. So,
After he fixed it?
yep. He flew it outside, and he was able to fly. And then he took it out to one of his parks that he goes to, and he flew it. And he had the camera, and oh, okay, Ken, I'll
Yeah.
get you a link.
Yeah, Ken's a funny guy. I enjoyed watching him on your channel that day.
All right, Ken, I'll get you a link. Gotta move my mic. There you go, Ken. I just sent you the link. It's at your Gmail account. So
Okay.
yeah, Ken's got like a gazillion drones, and he just broke another one,
Oh no.
which was one of those little hoop drones. I think it's a 2.5 or 3 inch. It's a tiny little drone. It's smaller than the one your nephew flew,
Oh
and
wow.
he
That was
just
pretty small. Yeah.
yep. And it's the kind that has the bumpers on them,
So
and
you can go through the tree limbs and stuff like that, and
yeah,
it won't do. Oh, that's nice. Yeah,
and oh,
trees are my
it's
worst enemy around here
speaking of
when
the
it comes to.
devil, let's welcome to the show all the way from Huntington, Tennessee, Ken Heron.
Hey, sorry.
Hey, Ken.
Hey, Ken. Good morning. Good evening.
Hey,
Your time, I guess.
yeah, and I apologize about my hair. It's terrible. Oh, look at it. I was not
What?
ready for a stream.
Why do you think I'm wearing a hat?
Yeah, hats are great, aren't they? Um, how do I look and sound? Because this is the Google Pixel 5.
Oh, you sound great. You look good too. Nice.
As they say on TV, you look marvelous.
Billy Crystal, yeah. Uh, okay. Yeah, I don't have a gazillion drones, Art. Just a bazillion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a great difference between gazillion and bazillion.
Okay.
Well, Ken, I'm bowing out not because you came in, but you're bailing me out right now. I've actually got an active project going on. I've got an active project going on right now, and it needs attention. I'm behind on my schedule here.
Okay.
It was nice seeing it, and I'll try to catch up with you next time where we can. I got questions to ask you, and I'll wait till the next chance we get together.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right,
Hey,
man.
Art. Thanks for inviting me on this morning, Art.
You're welcome.
All right. I see you next time. Cheers to everybody.
Take care.
Where's Mel?
He went to get some coffee, and that was a half hour ago. We're still waiting for him to come back.
Okay. Well, I can't stay on too long.
All right.
But you doing okay?
James is building a pool at his house in the Philippines. That's why he had to skedaddle. They're out there. They're hand digging the hole for his pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I've always wondered? I've always wondered if my Wi-Fi signal can penetrate my freezer. You want to see? Yeah, I'm gonna put you.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm gonna put you in my freezer because you're a cool dude.
Huh?
And we can test out the Pixel 5 for its freezability. And if you don't believe it's a freezer, here's my dinner. Okay. See you later. Good luck.
Hey,
Okay. Oh, just ignore this moonshine.
Yeah, you could send that moonshine to my address in the link below.
Okay, bye.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we can actually see that. That looks pretty cool. Okay, we're looking at the door of Ken's freezer.
Can you see in there?
Yeah, we see it.
I can hear you in the freezer from out here. It's freaking weird.
Well, that's awesome. We get here.
How about I do this? This spooky voice. Help get me out of here.
Uh-oh, is Satan in my freezer? Wow. Well, that's good to know. Hey, you want to go in the microwave?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Yeah, let's watch all the sparks going.
No, you're out of your mind. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. Oh, but I will. You know what? You know what I'll do? Art, I'm going to put you in my toaster.
Oh yeah, sure. That's
Here you
kind of
go. You're going in the toaster.
right up.
Yep. You see it?
Yeah, we see it.
You're in the
Yeah.
toaster.
Now push all the way down.
No.
Hey,
Hey,
guys.
welcome to the show. Mel is finally back.
Hey,
And
Ken.
now he's probably on the
Where
phone.
Where else do you want to go? Oh, you can go in my oven.
I gotta. Art, I'm gonna have to take off. I can't stay.
Okay, well, thanks for popping in, Mel.
What? Why am I scaring all the people away? Do I smell bad?
Yeah.
What are you doing, Mel?
Oh, a lot going on right now, Ken. A lot going on.
Okay.
The world is coming down around me.
Oh, I'm
Uh-oh.
sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
Things will
Lon Bernard wants to look inside dishwasher.
things will come out in the world here pretty soon.
Okay.
Okay. Take
All
care,
right,
Mel. Good to see you.
Thanks, Art. See you, Ken.
All right. See you, bud.
How was Columbia? What are you talking about, Lon?
You know what, Art? I would put you in my dishwasher if I had one. I haven't had a dishwasher in probably 15 years.
Ken,
Yeah.
you missed it.
What did I
You
miss?
totally missed it.
What did I miss?
You see, down in the South, we think loading the dishwasher means getting the woman lit.
Oh. I didn't know that was code.
Yeah.
Kind of like Dutch oven.
That's code, Ken. Hey, Ken, did you see the video that was put out mentioning you? There's a video that you were mentioned in that should have shown up on your notifications.
Was it a good video or a mean
It
video?
was a fantastic video.
Oh, good. Did someone with a really good beard make it?
No, but somebody with a really good beard was in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a new phone here, so my notifications are messed up. But send me a link.
This video's a week old maybe now.
Oh.
So you should have got it like on YouTube on your computer or something.
I will look for that. What's it called? Ken is awesome.
If you need a link, send me a text and I'll send you a link to it. But if you can't find it, but it should have popped up in your YouTube notifications.
I have my YouTube notifications turned off, to be honest with you.
Oh, well, shame on you.
Well, no offense, but I'd be notified all freaking day long.
Yeah, I get it.
Lon says,
Jackass 4.
Sorry.
All right. Now I know why you didn't get to see it. I'll send you a link.
Well, no, everybody that I'm subscribed to comes up in recommendations. I don't need to be notified.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I will iron you if you want. I tell you what, I can iron you here. Let me see if I can get this going. Get with the steam.
Be pressed.
Yeah.
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Okay. I'm putting everybody in my appliances.
Oh, you're doing the grand tour, are you?
Yeah. Hey, and next up, I'm going to put you in my underwear in the washing machine.
Okay.
What a joy.
Yeah, let's see if we got.
Did you sharp?
I did start.
Okay. Have fun, fellas.
Okay.
We'll see ya.
Okay, bye.
Take care, Mel.
How about? Nah, you don't want to see my refrigerator. Ugh.
Yeah, we already saw your freezer. Oh, look at Henry. Look at that little muffin. Cute
I tell you
little
what, this camera has a thing on it called night shot, and I can't do it with this frontward facing camera, but it lights up the night like it's daytime.
Wow.
It's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. All right then. Well, I've put you in about everything I can put you in. Except the toilet, and you don't want to go in there because
No.
no. All right then.
Going around and around.
Yeah. Although this phone is turd proof.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right. Well, you have a good evening, and I can't see the chat, but if there's people in the chat, bye.
Well, hey, we got BMac. Let's welcome to the show, BMac. Here
we are. The bottom of the barrel. That's right.
Hey, Brian. Yeah. Good to see you.
I'm going to Memphis tomorrow, so I got to prepare.
Oh, you're going to Memphis. Well, that was Artie Carlson's Keebler Elvis, yeah.
Keebler Elvis. Good thing you have that in your hip pocket ready to go.
Hey, that was part of my act back in the day.
I know. I remember seeing it.
And I did a show there in Memphis at the Comedy House Theater. Headliner and I, we went over to Graceland, took the tour. I'm not a big Elvis fan, but I thought that was kind of cool. That was really neat. And then we went over to the souvenir shop that was like across the street. And they had everything Elvis. They even had a deck of cards. And I said, hey, Gene, I bet those Elvis cards are all kings. Oh.
You're taking care of business. You're taking care of business, Art.
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, I got a lot of batteries I need to charge.
Oh, yeah.
So, and Mac, you stop talking so much. I can't get a word in edgewise. All right. I'll see you guys.
Good to see you, Ken. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Fist bump. Hey, Brian. Have I had you on? I think I had you on my show. Did I? No. We can't hear you. Can't hear you. Yeah.
We good?
There we go. Now we got something there. Good.
No, I know you've been on mine once, at least once.
Yep, I've been on there at least once, maybe a couple times. I want to say hello to Chris Hope. And
Agent K is in here now.
Agent K. And this BMac guy. Ray Kelly.
Ray Kelly's been in here for a bit. Lon Dennard. Hey, Lon.
So, what part of the country are you at, Brian?
I'm in Houston, Texas.
Oh, okay.
Where we're back into hell mode. It went up to 90 today.
Oh boy.
It's going to be 91 tomorrow and 93 on Tuesday.
Oh boy. Well, I think we got into the upper 70s, low 80s today, and then tomorrow we're going to be down in the low 70s, maybe upper 60s. Then we got a cold front coming through, and we'll have rain either tomorrow night and Monday.
Your cold front gets here, I think they said, by like Wednesday morning, and it's supposed to come down to something reasonable by then.
Right.
We've had some fairly decent weather up until that storm came through the other day.
Yep.
But no, man, thanks for having me on. I just figured I'd pop in because I knew Ken was about to leave, and I said, well, I want to get a screenshot of me and Ken, so I'm taking advantage of your show. But like I said, I've never popped in before. So it's a double-edged thing. Thunderbird 6. Yeah, I was talking to Thunderbird in the chats earlier.
Yep, that's Glenn. He's from down under. I think he's Glenn, are you anywhere near Adelaide? Or are you closer to the coast? Adelaide is on the south coast, almost in the center of the country.
I know.
And my girlfriend's sister lives in Tasmania.
Boy, talk
She's
about a place
married to an
to be able
Aussie.
to talk about a place to be able to say you're from. I'm from Tasmania.
Yeah,
Oh,
there you
okay. Do you spin real fast or?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I'm still shooting on going to the Philippines in February.
oh man, that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
It'll
A
be
real good.
my second time there, and I'll finally get to meet my girlfriend.
So you've been there before.
Yeah, I was there 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago.
What part of the Philippines did you get to visit?
Manila, and then I went to Mindoro, which is like a really short ferry ride just south of the main island of Leyte, or Luzon, I mean.
Okay.
And there was a nice resort there where my then girlfriend and I went there. And unfortunately, that relationship didn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So,
No, because a buddy of mine went to Singapore about a year and a half ago, and
cool.
he had a Mavic Air, and Mavic Air's range is the original one. It's really kind of limited, and
Yeah.
you know that there's a building there in town. It looks like a boat on top of a
Oh,
platform. And I
yeah.
said, "Damn, Fred, you couldn't get close to that thing?" Because I've seen so much video of taking to that building because it's really, if you're going to drone something, that's a great place to drone. But I edited all of his footage from that Philippine trip, so that was kind of fun.
Oh, cool. Well, my next trip, I'll be on the main island of Luzon for a while. I'll see my friend James Tanner, who was on a little while ago, and I'm going down to Mindanao where my girlfriend lives,
Just
and she's on the northwest shore of the island, and she's out in the province. And I'm like going, boy, the internet is not going to be very fast out there.
yeah,
But I'll take the Mavic Air 2 with me and
there you go.
get some really great video out there.
So you do have another Mavic Air 2?
No, I just have that, and then I have the Autel Evo.
The Evo, yeah. Okay, which one did someone lose on you? I thought it was a Mavic
That
Air
was the
2.
original Mavic Air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, I guarantee you got some good hours out of that anyways, so.
Yeah.
And that Evo more than makes up for it. I still love flying my Evo.
Yeah. Yeah, Sean was stand-up guy to give me his Autel Evo, which was like a big step up from the
Oh yeah,
Mavic
it's way over the original Mavic Air, definitely.
Mhm.
It's got 4K, 60 frames a second.
Yeah.
The only
Then,
thing.
Ken Dono gave me the Mavic Air 2.
Oh, he did?
So I'm like, oh, woohoo, yeah.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he goes through some drones too.
Yes, he does.
I saw a thing on Facebook today from him. Him and Billy Kyle are destroying New York with their drones from the looks of it.
I gotta go check that out a little later.
Well, he was going over, I guess, the Whitestone Bridge into New York City, and I think they went upstate because you can't really fly in New York City.
No. Well, there are some spots you can fly, but you gotta when you fly, you gotta go, okay, pull out air data. Okay, it's good to fly. There's no TFRs. And
about the only places out on Long Island, which is not in the city. Or I think Coney Island sometimes has a window that you can fly around in. And like you said, you got to check the TFRs because of the airports and whoever else is coming into town that day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a hassle. But is what it is.
Glad you like that fireplace, Lon. That's my green screen pad. I mean, that's the most realistic green screen I've seen around.
I need to get one of those. Oh, I highlighted it on my show yesterday, or my live stream yesterday, and
Right.
I saw this originally, and it's an effect, and I saw it on Drone Film Guide, the Scottish guy, and a kid actually put together like a 53-second video, and I highlighted it on the thing. And what it is you use a green screen, a folded green screen, so it folds. You lay on it, you fold it
Right.
up above your legs, and then you pretend with like a GoPro that you're jumping.
Oh.
So
Oh.
you
So
put
your
in,
head is like.
yeah. Well, you're just looking at your feet. The camera only sees your feet, but it sees like a
Oh.
jump. So what you do is you take that video with the green screen and superimpose it over a drone video, and do it like a you know how the drones can do a rocket straight up,
Yeah.
and you can reverse it and go straight down. So it looks like he's popping from one side of the world to the other. It is cool as all get out. I'm gonna see if I can find his link or just get his name up there so y'all can have an idea who I'm talking about. It's only 53 seconds long.
Well, I could do something like this.
Trying to find all my notes
And
from yesterday.
I could do this kind of voice. Floating head. Yeah, you can see right through my mouth.
Okay, I'm just going to drop his. I'm just going to drop his channel name in the link. I'm not going to put the link.
Cool.
But it's his latest video, and like I said, it's only 53 seconds long, but it is a really cool effect.
Cool.
And like I said, the guy, Drone Film Guide, explained how to do it. That's why I knew what he was doing, and I said, go to Drone Film Guide if you want to see how it's actually done, because it's a really cool effect.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we got Copper State Aerial. Welcome to the show. And Steve Matt, and there's my Teespring link if you want to buy a shirt. Soon I'm going to have some new shirts with the new logo that Bill from Coast to Coast Drones made for me, which, by the way, is my new badge on my channel. So whenever you watch my videos, down the lower right-hand corner over there, there's my badge where you could subscribe and be a subscriber to my channel and ring that bell so you could be notified about my live stream and the next video that comes out.
Yeah, after all this time, I finally got around to putting a brand on my videos.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I'll get to that one of these days. And I think I did it about a week ago. It's nothing much, but it's one of those things I guess you should do.
Oh, the view changes. Oh yeah, and ArtCo stickers. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use my new logo for the stickers, and I'll make a t-shirt with the new logo on. Cool. And you know what? I'll even make face masks with the logo on it, which would be cool. So keep it down over there, Brian.
I'm looking for this. Okay, yeah. I'm looking for this kid that I was mentioning. His thing is A Motion. I want to make sure because there's a ton of them in there.
Right.
So this ain't working. Just putting his name in there is not quite working.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find it because he's only got like 50 something subscribers.
Wow.
So it's gonna be you might have to dig a little bit. Shoot. Anyway, look. If anybody wants to, it's in like the first 20 minutes of my live stream yesterday. There's a link there. I can't even find the link now. Let's see. Okay. I hate being an old guy.
Brian, are you a native of Texas?
Nope. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
That's why I was, when I saw that post from Ken this morning on Facebook, it was like, oh, dude, I hope you're not going to New York City to fly. They didn't, though. They went the other way. They went north, upstate. But yeah, God darn it, I hate when that happens. Sucks getting old, man. You can't remember nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, but Art, I think, what year were you born? No, I don't want to get too personal. 60?
60. Yep.
Same here. Oh, man. How come you got it together way more than I do, man?
Well, if I grow my beard out, it'll be snow white here, but my mustache will be darker than your mustache.
Yeah, everything from, this is funny. Let me see if I can do this. From here on down is white.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like one of these nice. I'm gonna get on there with Jim Boyd, and I'm gonna come on, Jim. I'm gonna color mine. What kind of color are you using? Let's get them as dark as we can get them.
Yeah, he does color his. Yes.
Oh yeah. Jim's a lot of fun to hang out with once you get them going.
I have one of the, what's called an Indian beard.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's Apache.
Now, Art, what Indian are we talking about?
Yeah, Apache Indian. You know, like Philip Ulrich on the.
Yeah, I know.
Kelly, boy, that guy's got a patchwork of. It's like, dude, don't bother. Either a goatee or nothing. You know, you can't grow a decent beard.
Yeah. I've had the opposite problem where I can grow a beard in about a week. You know, so I have to shave almost every day, and it's always been kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Hey, I'm going to have to let you go, Art.
All right. Well, thank you, Brian. Thanks for popping in. I'll stick around for a little while longer, and then I'll shut this bad boy down.
Yeah, I knew you've been on a while, so you're probably getting ready to anyway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Art, I appreciate it.
All right. Take care, Brian.
I'll be talking to you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, folks. Well, thanks for coming to the show. Yeah, we're almost at 2.5 hours, and everybody's getting tired. Yeah. Lon says you can fly in New York. Altitude is limit. That's right. Yep. Yep. Boy. Yeah, New York. See, I mean, even here in Denver, there's a lot of places you can't really fly, like downtown Denver, especially around where I work. I'm like right next to the courthouse, so that's a TFR right there. And then we have a no-fly zone a few blocks to the east of where I work. That's where the jail is. And then on the other side of that, you have the Denver Mint. So that's probably another no-fly zone there. Now, I was able to fly at the Capitol as long as I didn't go west of the main north-south street. Otherwise, then I'd be into the no-fly zone. There I'd be getting close to the jail. They don't like it when you fly over there. So I want to thank everybody for coming to the show. It was a fun show. Ray Kelly, Lon Denard, Steve Mack, Rick Albert, Chris Hope, and Agent K, and Jody Drone Shots, Mike Kelly, Copper State, Glenn Thunderbird 6, Mitch and Mel, and all the other guys. Thanks for coming to the show. Have a great weekend. Tomorrow on Art's Place Conservative Talk, I have former Congressman Thaddeus McConnor as our guest tomorrow. So if you want to check that out, that is tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That'd be noon Pacific Time, 1 p.m. here in Denver, Colorado. So take care, everybody, and keep them flying. Bye-bye.